Hello out there. This is on step. And for those of you who have been considering relocating, but kind of sitting on the fence about it, I don't know what your situation is. I can only share what my situation is. But sometimes changing the location where you at can be a positive thing. And in my case, it was. I moved from the state of Delaware to the state of Georgia. Had been wanting to do it for some time and finally did it. And it has been one of the best decisions of my life. I feel so good. Um, I just want to share with you a little bit about what I've learned so far relocating with a family. And a lot of people I've seen that have relocated to the state of Georgia, preferably around the Atlanta metro area, most of them have done it as a single person and with a few scattered in there as a family. So I want to share my experiences as relocating with a family. Well, the first thing that we noticed was how friendly the people were. Southern hospitality is just that Southern hospitality. They're very friendly. It's just something that they're groomed from childhood on up. And so when you hear about it, it's true. They're very friendly, very friendly, very helpful. And it does make a difference, especially when you're new to the area, about how people treat you. So that's a positive thing that I found out about being in the state of Georgia. Another thing about being a parent is when it's time for you to transfer your children through school, I recommend doing it during the summertime if possible. But with my husband's job, we didn't really have a choice if we wanted to take that position. So we came at towards the end of the school year. And prior, we was actually homeschooling our son. And so he was actually getting ready to go into public school. And some of the public schools, unfortunately, do not have good ratings. The one that we had got a rating of a 6 out of 10, which was pretty much better than a whole lot of ratings I've seen in the state of Georgia. Um, when it's time to enroll your child in school, what we found out was it's quite different from the state that we came from. They require more documentations. Um, they just doesn't. They'll accept your shot record, but they won't accept the additional things they request is for like a BMI and for a dental and vision. And even though you might have gotten all these things from your doctor prior to coming down, like we did, thinking that we was ahead of the game, they would not accept it. So if you feel as though you want to make sure that your child is healthy and getting the last minute checkups before you relocate to the state of Georgia, do so, but knowing that you're going to have to do certain things over again. Again, they will accept the shot record, but vision, dental, and like a nutritional BMI, they won't accept that. They will require you to go to the Department of Health in your county and go through their system. Now, the good thing about the health care to those who might not have health insurance coming into the state of Georgia, around in the metro Atlanta area, they do have some free clinics that are ran that can get you some health care, believe it or not, which is a good thing. Um, and to qualify, of course, you can't have any type of insurance. And it's a whole bunch of them. But they all got different types of requirements. Like some only see children, some only see adults. And they have different days. It might just be a woman's clinic. So they have different clinics, and it's ran by doctors as well as colleges and stuff. And you find the one that's in your county. And again, they got a lot of restrictions. And a list of this can come from the Department of Health. They, in the state of Georgia, they will be able to give you a list of all the clinics that are participating in it. And it's free. Majority of times it's free. There are some that do have a sliding scale, but the predominant I found out they were free. So that was a good thing. It helped us out. In the midst of our insurance getting transferred over and everything. What else? Yeah, the requirements to get into school is just what I stated, as well as what else? It was that, and then of course some documentations like the birth certificate, social security card, stuff that you're probably familiar with if you haven't had to enroll your child in school and stuff. But it's just a little different, so I'm just giving you a little heads up. If you relocate from another state, plan to give yourself a little time to gather those things together and to be able to take time and get the things in place prior to hopefully starting your job up. That way you won't have no interruptions, in your job. Once you start, you start. I mean, that's just an advice, of course. That's just something that's recommended from what I personally had to go through. Now, getting around, everybody complains about the traffic here in the Atlanta metro area, and it is what it is. The highways like 285, 85, 75, 20, they're very, very stressful, especially 285, in my opinion. Sometimes it has 7 lanes and then it go down to 4 lanes, and then they even have a lane to go back and forth in different directions, which can be confusing to some, including myself. I try to take the back roads, which means that if I take the back roads, getting around, depending on the time of day, it still might be a little rush hour traffic, but it's not as bad, as hectic as the highways. And I get a chance to see more of Metro Atlanta, which is great. When it comes down to the food is awesome. If you like Southern cooking, you will get more than enough of that because they have a whole lot of independent Southern style restaurants all over the place, whether they're fast food chain or some type of franchise or just one single independent place. They serve basically the same food, but one might taste a little bit different or better than the other one. So you will not run out of that type of food. It's all over the place. When it comes down to making ends meet, I suggest that you bring some extra cushion, just in case, until you can get to your steady income coming in from your jobs. I heard people say 3,000. I don't know what your circumstance is, but at least between 1 and 3,000 extra in your pocket, just for those incidental things that might happen. I see some YouTubers said that they had to straighten their cars out and just unexpected stuff. With me and my husband, my family, we did have some unexpected, but thank God, knock on wood, it hasn't been a lot, but it has been some unexpected. Take, for instance, going back to getting like getting the health things for your kids to get them in school. The health department, unless you have like Medicare, Medicaid, you have to pay for it. And that threw me off. So it's not a lot of money, but it is unexpected money. I think it was like $63 to get all those things done. They even charged me $25 to upload my son's shop record to their system. Believe it or not, just to upload it, $25. Okay, so that's what I mean by unexpected, like incidentals, But back to money in hand. Like for instance, one thing that has been very, very helpful is if you're in between jobs or if you need extra money, Lyft or Uber does well in this state, especially the metro Atlanta area. They have Lyft, Uber types of designated spots, like the airport and maybe like the SunTrust arenas and certain places that are high volumes of people come for events. You will see a designated area for Lyft rideshare. So you will do well if you have that type of stamina and driving ability to get around. And it's not hard to get around Atlanta at all. It's not. I haven't even been here a month yet. And because of me picking up extra time doing Lyft and stuff, and I'm a registered nurse. But yeah, I'm a hustler. I get my money in and I'll do what I have to do. So in between my job, like my job doesn't start until later on. and stuff, which is actually next week now that I start my regular job, but as a nurse. But Lyft, I do that in a heartbeat, no problem and stuff. And I'm an entrepreneur too, so I'm trying to get me and my husband trying to get some things set up. If you have an entrepreneur spirit, you also have came to the right place because you will be surrounded by people that are like-minded like you, who would love to be able to, start their own business and starting your own business, if you think about ways of how you can add to someone else's life, encourage them, help them, whatever that is. If you got a lot of services and you like to serve people, whatever company that is that you're thinking of doing, you're absolutely going to do wonderful down here. Whether it's hospitality, the food industry, healthcare, whatever service type of businesses do well down here. They really do, as well as others. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just talking because I'm totally excited about being down here. It's one of the best decisions I made in my life. When my family and I decided to take that move, we had a house that was over 3,000 square foot long. And we had like 2 sets of living room sets. We had 4 bedrooms. Every room, dining room set, every room had furniture in it. And we did not know how we was going to get rid of this furniture. Let me tell you what we did. We went to Facebook Marketplace. We went to OfferUp app, and and we did a little bit of, what's that called? Oh God, it's the one that you had to be careful on. That's online. I can't remember. Craigslist. We did a little Craigslist. We advertised our stuff all over the place. Majority of our possessions was sold on not Craigslist. I'm sorry, on OfferUp and definitely Facebook Marketplace. It went like crazy. It went like crazy. People was coming. It was so hectic, but it was a good thing because we made a decision that it was just not financially good for us to try to travel with all this furniture down to Georgia from Delaware. It was just too much. So it didn't weigh out to be a blessing like that. So we wound up selling it, putting some money in our pocket, and made a decision to start over fresh. And we currently are. We didn't have enough time to find a rental place or find a house to buy, in which we're in the process of buying a house right now. So the good thing is you have places like extended stay hotel motels, and you also have places like Airbnbs that you can temporarily stay in until you can get yourself to where you need to be. And I think it's best to do it the way you think is best. But let me tell you something. On the internet, these realtors, when they take pictures of the house, they take these excellent pictures of the house, and you cannot see currently in real time what the neighborhood looks like. And this is very important because you could try to do like MapQuest or whatever, or Google Maps, and see how the surrounding area look. Sometimes those pictures are not, they're not real time. So it might have been taken, say, 5 or 10 years ago, and that house that they newly made up might have looked like a rag house. And say the house next door to it might have looked fabulous, but it might have been currently burned down. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. So what me and my husband decided to do, we decided to come down here, and it was the best decision that we made, and touring around and looking at the neighborhoods for ourselves, because you cannot see everything from off of the internet. They're only going to show you the best. So I know some people try to use the internet for the best, to save money and time and trust whoever is selling the house or whoever is renting the house that the pictures are accurate as it's seen. But they're only going to show you what they want you to see. And I actually looked at another YouTuber, and I'm sorry, I forgot the person's name, but she actually moved from Delaware to Atlanta for a few months, is what she did it for, her and her family. And they moved back for whatever reason. But she was correct. She had stated that, what she said was like the neighborhood that the house you're looking at might be fabulous. But 2 or 3 blocks around the corner, somebody might be tricking. There might be some sex trafficking going on or drug dealing on, and you might not want to be in that neighborhood. Or what we see, check this out. We had went to see this house, and every house that we seen on the internet that we chose to see, it was what we thought it would be as far as to how it looked. But the neighborhood might have had trash laying around. One neighbor had their dog like chained up outside the front. And we was like, we wouldn't want to come home every day to something like that. The neighborhood was okay, but the house was like a diamond in the rough, you know? But it depends on what you like, because see, what you like, you like. What someone else like, someone else like. You can get advice from someone else and say, hey, can you look out for the house for me? And they'd be like, sure. And then they'll tell you this house is nice. It's nice for them, but it might not be nice for you. That's why you have to see stuff for yourself. And so, you know, if you see in this video, you're interested in moving to Atlanta, Georgia area. And I just want to say, just do your due diligence. And the only suggestion I can give is if you really have to move, and when you do move, you can't do it from like the Atlanta area. I mean, you know, you have to do it off of the internet. Is maybe get that realtor to do an extra step and do a live video. Make them walk around the house, the neighborhood, and show it live. You know, ask them, you know, before you go this extra step to giving them money and you all in another state. Because you would hate to come all the way down from where you came from to Atlanta, metro area, and see a house and then look at your neighbor and a dog barking at you with trash all over the place. You know, you wouldn't want to do that. You know, who would? You know, so I'm just telling you little things that I've seen and I thought was interesting. And some stuff that was pointed out in other people's videos that I thought was very, very valid, you know. So, yeah, get some money. That's the number one. Get some money in your pocket for incidental things. It is a way to do it, okay? We still looking for our house. We're going through the process right now, and we're happy because it's going to come to pass. We're staying somewhere temporarily and stuff, but it's still good and everything, and we're going to be in a house. So that's the most important thing, and that's why I'm so excited and stuff. Everything's kind of new. It's like a learning experience, you know. You're in a different state, and you just learn the things differently. If you open to new things and welcome change, you won't have a problem. And I know a lot of people don't like change, but that's one of the best things I could say is just be open to change, open to change, and you'll do well. You'll do well, especially when you know you have to be open to change because you're not in your comfort zone. You done stepped out. You done gone to a different place. And Atlanta is a very nice place. Very nice place. So if you have any questions at all, I'll try to help you as much as I can. Because I know sometimes it's just difficult. You do the best you can. You know, even if you got family. Like we got family in Georgia and all that and stuff. So... We do. It's not like we seeing them every week or anything. We got some in Savannah. I have a niece in Atlanta. We got some that's down further down Pine Mountain. We got relatives and stuff. We just got finished seeing some relatives last week at Sunday. We went to a second service down south in the Pine Mountain. So it's all good. It's all good. If I hear anything else or see anything else that comes to mind about, you know, relocating to Atlanta, I think I will do a part 2 of this and stuff. So if you have any questions, please put it down. Subscribe, please. I would love to be able to point out some things, guide you in some things that I personally know. If I don't know, I'll just tell you I don't know, you know, but it's all good. And you know what? Welcome to Atlanta, baby. Step out on faith and do what you got to do. Bye.